I'm Matt Guff from thehouse.com. I'm here with part of the Etnies Pro Skate team. We have Ryan Sheckler, Chris Joslin, and Matt Berger. Guys, thanks for being in Minneapolis.
No worries, man.
Yeah, what are you guys in town for right now?
X Games.
X Games Minneapolis?
Yep.
This is the third year that it's been here.
Yep.
How many times have you guys been at X Games Minneapolis?
This is my second. I was hurt last year, so this is my second time, but this is my 18th time competing in the X Games.
18th time?
Yeah.
A lot of hardware.
Some hardware.
Hardware.
Not as much as Joslin.
Oh, right. You have more.
No way.
How many times have you been here in Minneapolis for X Games?
I think I was at the first Minneapolis one.
Right.
Yeah, the second and now the third.
Yeah, because you were here I saw you last year.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
I can't remember 3 years back. I think I was here.
Yeah.
As far as my memory allows.
Yeah. Here.
Awesome. Berger.
I'm pretty sure this is my second one here.
Okay.
And I've only been in 3 X Games, yeah. So this will be 4th this year.
Welcome. That's cool.
Nice.
So what is it? So as you guys can like prep, and you're filming, you have a lot of side projects and doing a lot of things. What does it mean to like come to X Games and like stand with like some of the best skaters in the world and compete with your peers and your friends?
I've always liked X Games. X Games has always been fun. I'm a fan of the other sports that are in it as well, Mega Ramp, and especially like the BMX dudes and the motocross guys. They're all friends, so it's cool to be able to like, we have to skate, but at the end of the day, we can go around and watch other dudes skate or, do their other sports, and it's just kind of a big family. So X Games for me has always been fun, and I definitely was excited and am excited for this year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get super stoked watching those moto dudes, man, when they go.
Yeah.
And you just like, even if you don't see them flying through the air, you just hear their engine and it just gets you stoked. It's pretty rad.
Right.
Yeah, just period. Melting pot, that's it. And there's no other event where like everyone, the top all mixes. Other people try to like, feel like create that kind of event outside of X Games, but they never do it right. But X Games, they just do it right, and you meet all these inspiring people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it seems to always be part of like top tier in skateboarding, along with SLS. And
Well, there's something with X Games too that happens not just for skateboarding, but it's like for every sport, you always see something new. There's
Right.
always the new trick that's coming out. Everyone's really like hungry for the gold medal, and it really it progresses each one of the sports each year. So yeah, X Games for me is always pretty special.
yeah. Now, when you guys you're prepping to skate, today's a practice day. You guys practice from like 4 to 7.
Yeah.
How do you guys get into the mind state to perform your best right before that buzzer starts your run? Do you guys have any weird rituals that you do? You bite your fingernails, crack your knuckles. What do you guys do to like really get yourselves in the mindset to perform your best?
Damn, dude. I don't know. It starts with like the feeling of getting on your board like the first time that day. You kind of know how you're feeling by how the board feels. So some days are harder than others. Some days you just like get to the course and it's firing right out of the gate. So for me, I pray, take a couple of deep breaths before each run, and just kind of go for it. I'm always nervous. I still get really nervous. So I just kind of use that. I try to pay attention to how fast my heart is beating before my run, and just try to really take those deep breaths to like calm down. And then the second you drop in, you forget about it anyways. But yeah, it depends, man. Some days are easier to get going, some days are tougher. But as long as you got like the homies, like especially when I get out and I see these guys skating already, they're my friends. So it's like that's what skateboarding is like skating with your homies. And so I use everybody that's out there as motivation to be like, all right, cool, we're on. Just think about it as like a big demo,
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's a good way to look at it. Big demo.
It's just a demo.
Without headphones, though, it was like a struggle. Now that I use headphones during contests, it makes it a lot easier, I must say.
All right. What do you listen to?
I don't know, a lot of different stuff.
All right.
Like anything from rap, rock, to even some country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ryan kind of laid it all out best, you know what I mean? It's like, you're always going to have those nerves no matter how many times you do it over. It's just that, initial adrenaline, especially when you're skating in front of so many people. But the number one thing for me is you just got to manage your breathing. If you lose your breathing, then you're done because the adrenaline takes over, and then that's when you see dudes like fumbling around. And
falling apart.
we all have done it too, you know, it
Yeah.
happens. So, but that's probably just the most important is like making sure you're calm and centered the best you can, you know.
It's
But-
funny how much calmer and better you breathe in practice, and then when it comes time for your run, it just like seems like
Yeah.
you've lost all control of everything.
Yeah,
Well,
you hear
it's
your
a
name
trip
on
too
the mic,
because yeah,
it's
like
over.
sometimes
It goes.
no matter how much training I do to like be in shape to like be able to sustain like a whole contest day, like they're saying, it's like practice is fine, everything's good. The second you're on the clock for 1 minute, the end of that minute, my legs are like pumped up. Feels like I don't even own my own legs, and it happens almost every time where it's like just the adrenaline, just knowing that this is the time, this is the minute that counts.
Right.
Your mind does a crazy like trick on you. Makes you feel like you ran a triathlon or something. It's
Right.
crazy.
Right. Now, when you get off your game, if in that wild chance you're off your game, what do you guys do to get back to center? Get back to that spot where your board feels good and you're in a good mind state. What is a key for you as individuals and specific things that you do to like really align yourself to like be balanced?
I feel like that's all situational.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's just whether you're lucky that day or not. for me.
Yeah.
Lucky or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the right
sometimes
headspace
it's
for
like
that.
it's almost impossible to turn around like a bad performance.
Sure.
It's just like that's some days like I mean any skateboarder knows it's like some days tray flips are working perfectly. The
Right.
next day it's not anywhere to be found, and it's like some days you have those days on the big stage, and you just take it with like a grain of salt. Honestly, it's like how much do we actually skate? We're skating all the time, so if you have an off day, yeah, it sucks. It sucks it's at a contest, but
Right.
at the end of the day, that's how it goes. This is how this sport of skateboarding goes.
Yep.
It's either on or off.
That's a tough spot. It's kind of tough because like you always want to be on and
Yeah.
kind of on is kind of off.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely don't want to disappoint people, but at the
Right.
end of the day, it's like you're the one that's in control and in charge, and sometimes the mind just takes over, and it's hard to get on the bolts again.
Right. Now, what advice do you have for kids out there who are getting into skating or who have been skating for a decent amount of time, a decade, maybe a couple of decades as kids get in their 20s? What advice do you have for them to kind of get to that next level in their own skating, whether it be learning how to do a kickflip or stepping into their local contests or kind of making it into like a bigger break of contests?
You want this one?
That's a big
Now you
question.
I mean, I don't
Go to
know.
the skate park.
I mean, skateboarding's
Yeah.
skateboarding's hard. It's finicky. Like each day is going to be different. Like I was saying before. So, I think my advice for kids is just know that it's going to be tough. Each day is not going to be the same. You're not going to do the same trick the same way that you did it the day before.
Right.
Just understand that it's going to be a process, and you're going to fall. And so, I think that's a big part of skateboarding is just really knowing that you're going to get injured. It happens. It is what it is. And when you get injured, like for me especially, like I've had some serious injuries where I've had to actually like, it's taught me about my body. It's taught me about how things work, what's connected, where it connects. And I think through skateboarding you learn a lot about your body and a lot about what's going on. So I don't know, just never give up. Like have fun. I mean, it's the same with anything. You're gonna fail a couple times, maybe 100 times, but then the time you land it, it's worth the whole damn thing.
Right.
So it's kind of like anything in life. Failure's not bad. It's not frowned upon.
It's not bad. It's not even a failure. It's just you're
part of the
learning
process.
things. If you don't learn from your failure, then you're just not looking at it right. There's always more to learn. There's always more. Absolutely. I think too. One thing kids get so caught up in these like end goals of getting to here, and forget that it's there's waves up and downs as you progress. And it's just, I mean, for me personally, my whole thing was I was always just concerned, well, what have I done this week that's improved on me? I'm not looking at Ryan or Chris and comparing myself to them.
Right.
It's all about who I am and like, am I improving this and what are the ways, right? And then, I mean, at some point, if you really want it, you're going to have to find that like inner motivation to push yourself. It's like, what motivates this dude to skate all day? get battle trick for 2 hours, then we show up at a 17 stair,
Right.
and he's trying, some gnarly trick down it, and it's like that's all inner motivation at that point, and that's something you kind of explore and figure out for yourself,
Yeah.
Right.
But it's all love at the end of the day. It's like what fuels that is the passion, it's the love. That's all it ever is. It's never, I want to make 150 grand on this event, or you know what I mean? It's at the end of the day, it's like the love is what pushes you through all of the highs and lows.
Awesome.
And if it isn't there, then it probably isn't your thing,
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about it personally. But
It's a good way to feel about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of struck it with the passion thing, man. If you don't have the passion for it, it won't really go anywhere, because
Right.
if the love for it's not there, then it's just not going to be there for you, If
Right.
you're not it's a good way to say this.
You can always tell after the first big injury. If you get a big injury,
And you're terrified of it after that, then
then it's not your deal. But
Yeah.
if all you can think about the whole time you're hurt is skateboarding and getting back, then skateboarding's your deal.
Right. Hey. It's I think a lot of kids look up to you guys because they can see the inspiration you provide by that love, by that passion, by what you guys do on a daily basis. Whether it be a contest, whether it be a video part, or whether they just see you at a park, they strive to be like you because not only are you guys good skaters, but you have a desire to be the best at whatever it is you're doing. That is skateboarding. So hats off to you guys. In closing right now, what I tend to do with people that I interview is I always ask them, what is the best piece of advice that they have ever received? Not the best piece of advice they have for someone else, but what's the best piece of advice that each of you has received from someone else, and how have you applied that into your life?
For me, it's be where your feet are, which means
Say it again?
be where your feet are.
Be where your feet are.
Which means be present. Be present in every situation that you're in, whether it be here right now, skating. It's basically it's a motivation to just be present. To be where your feet are. Don't be thinking about a million other things. Like when you have to get home or what's going on. If you can try to stay in the moment daily. For me, it helps immensely. So. Yeah, just be where your feet are, just be present.
Awesome. I know it's a tough question. It's a pretty heavy question.
Yeah, so tough. I actually got two answers. One was don't try anything you can't do, which is don't go out of your limits and try something extraordinary that you just are nowhere near being capable of.
Right.
And another one is just have fun.
Awesome.
And then the rest will follow.
Yep.
He's talking about getting out of your comfort zone. This guy skates the biggest things on the planet.
No.
But you work the way up. You don't just go from a 9 stair to an 18. You go 9, and then the next year or so you do a 10, 11, and then you go 12, 13, and before you know it you're at 17. Growing up, it was when I was 12 I would skate a 12 stair. Now that I'm when I turned 13, I was all right, now let's skate a 13, and then. Once I hit 18, I skated an 18, and then I was I don't know about skating a 19 the next year,
Right.
Which goes back to not doing things you don't think you could do. I just didn't know how I was gonna sit when I tried to skate a 19, and then
Cool.
when 20 came around, I tried a 20, and haven't went up since then.
All right. Yeah.
Kind of stuck on that limit right there.
It's a good place to be, though.
It's not
20
bad,
spin.
right?
That's hilarious.
It all makes sense now.
That's the process, huh? Little kids just need to skate their age.
Right.
Until they
worked
can't
for me.
anymore.
37. I'm
I
screwed.
remember doing that
Yeah.
growing up, though. It's
At 9 years old, I skated Belmont
each
9.
year you had to get the
When I was-
number of stairs as your age.
Yeah.
I'm about to be 30.
Good luck.
So, unless you got a small rail for me to grind, I'm not jumping.
You know what? It's probably just very similar to Ryan. It's just being present. For me, it's always been go with the flow.
Right.
And try your best because it's really hard at times when things aren't going right. To look at it as a challenge to rise to,
Awesome.
And for me, that has always helped because before becoming established pro, I lived in my suitcase for a year traveling. I lived on people's floors,
Yep.
literally ran to where I was had no money. Oh, is this gonna happen? And in those times, having that go with the flow mentality and also looking at it is, oh, you know what? This is a part of the process, and this is an opportunity.
Yeah.
Instead of playing the victim mentality. So not really like one quote or sentence, but more of just kind of, I guess go with the flow is really it for me, you know.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Seriously, thank you guys so much for
No
coming
worries,
in.
man.
And I appreciate you being here. Best of luck. Have fun.
Yep.
You know, drive with passion. For all you guys out there who are watching online and who are in the shop, thank you guys for coming. Put your hands together for these guys. For those of you guys online watching on our YouTube channel, Facebook, or on Instagram, make sure to select the link below in the description to head over to the Etnies product pages. Feel free to leave a comment or a question, and we'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. Subscribe to the channel over there, and make sure to check out more videos over there, and hopefully I'll see you guys around. Peace.
You.